Hi, I'm Nick Hodge with the Outsider Club. I'm sitting down with the CEO and chairman of a company called Allegiant Gold. His name is Robert Giustra. We're sitting on the sidelines of the Beaver Creek Precious Metal Summit 2018. And Allegiant is a company I had a chance to raise some money for last year because they're embarking on a very robust drill program in Nevada, led by a very seasoned and well-respected geologist with multiple discoveries under his belt. I'll let Robert tell you about that. Robert, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Nick. It's good to be here. Yeah, you're referring to Andy Wallace.
That's correct.
Andy has perhaps the best track record of gold mine discovery in the state of Nevada, arguably in the United States. His group is responsible for 8 gold mine discoveries in Nevada, 4 of which were under his management. So suffice it to say, they know Nevada very well.
And some are quite large, multi-million ounce discoveries.
I think the largest is 12 million, but they sort of vary from a couple of million up to 12 million, yeah, in that range.
So tell us about Allegiant and Allegiant's plan. You guys have a portfolio of properties, Nevada focused, and you have a very large drill program going on right now with the flagship, I would say, is Eastside. Is that correct?
Flagship is definitely Eastside. We've leveraged basically Andy's expertise and experience from his 40 years in Nevada to acquire through prospecting over a 10-year period a portfolio of now 14 projects.
And so that's low cost.
That is low cost prospecting, finding gold in the right geological setting. And if you find enough of it, then you have a drill target. So over the last decade, we've assembled quite a prospective portfolio of gold exploration properties. All are drill ready. All the early work's been done. They're drill ready. Targets are delineated. They're bonded. They're permitted, and they just need to be drilled.
And so, how many projects are you planning on drilling, or currently drilling, and how many meters?
We'll come back to Eastside, Nick, but we're gonna focus on 6 new opportunities for discovery. That program is underway now. It just started in September. We're going to drill all 6 properties. 5 of them are located in Nevada. And the programs will consist of 8 to 12 holes, first pass programs. And our expectation is that something significant can come from 1 or 2 of the properties.
That you'll then follow up on.
That will then follow up on. So it's a first pass program, and realistically, several projects will probably not make the cut.
Sure. That's exploration.
And we may have something significant from 1 or 2. The one that we're most excited about is North Brown.
Okay, tell us a bit about North Brown.
North Brown is in what I describe as the most productive geological setting in Nevada to host a large gold deposit. We've been sampling. It was an initial prospecting find. We followed that up with additional sampling, and we now have a large area of outcrop and float grading up to 9 grams per ton in float and up to 4 grams per ton in outcrop.
High grade for Nevada?
High grade. People say you can't find those kind of deposits anymore in Nevada sticking out of the ground, but people keep finding them. The project is now quite large. It's approaching district scale, and the more we sample, the more gold we find. So it's the one we're most excited about. We have one program of geophysics to run in October.
Okay.
And then we plan to start drilling it in November.
Drilling in November, that means assays when? Sometime in December or January?
December, January for assays, correct.
And will those be the first assays we receive from Allegiant?
There'll be other assays first because we're drilling Red Hills. We're drilling either Monitor Hills or Hughes Canyon next. So of the 6 projects, North Brown will be drilled 3rd.
So shots on goal before North Brown with assays coming out, but North Brown, as you say, is the one you're most excited about.
It is. What excites me is what Andy says, and he's the guy with the experience and the expertise. Andy has indicated that he's seen 4 targets like this in his 40-year career, and 3 are major gold mines in Nevada.
Well, it's funny how people who find deposits tend to find more deposits, and so those are the people you want to stick with and
exactly
invest
right.
with. So you said you wanted to come back to Eastside. Let's go back to Eastside and talk about that.
Eastside is definitely our flagship. We completed a resource estimate in 2017 that provided a geological resource of 1.2 million ounces, of which 720,000 ounces was inferred in the pit, another 500,000 ounces just under the pit. Then we made an acquisition of an adjoining property that has 300,000 ounces of good grade 0.8 oxide near surface. So the project now stands at about 1.5 million ounces.
Not small.
It's getting there, and it's open in every direction. We drilled some holes this year in order to get a sense of whether expansion could be possible to the west and the south. That program was successful in outlining the potential to expand the deposit in that direction.
So what's the plan for East Side? Do we want to drill more there to convert inferred to indicated? Or are we looking just to increase tonnage by finding more mineralization? Or what are your hopes for East Side?
We want to get it up to about 2.5 million ounces, and we think we can do that with 66 holes, which is about a $3.5 million US program.
Perfect.
So we're in a number of discussions now to determine how we're going to fund that drilling.
I was just going to ask you, so you're drilling these multiple projects, some of which are starting in November, December. Are you fully funded for this round of exploration, or will you need to raise money to execute the remainder of this program?
Well, Goldcorp stepped up last month with a big check. We raised a total of $5 million, of which they put up half. So now Goldcorp owns 9.7% of Allegiant.
Okay.
So we're funded for the exploration drilling. We are not presently funded to carry out the east side drilling, and there's other discussions underway with respect to that.
But you could potentially raise money off the back of higher prices with any positive results from the other projects.
We could. That's a possibility as well.
Well, very good. And you have some other quality shareholders as well. You just mentioned Goldcorp, but I believe Columbus, which you're also affiliated with, and IM Gold hold shares as well. Do you want to talk about any other of your shareholders?
We have some interesting projects, so it's only natural that majors will want to have an interest in Allegiant. So you're right, IM Gold is a shareholder. Nord Gold, another top 15 gold producer. Columbus Gold is a shareholder, the original parent company we spun the assets out of. And most recently, Goldcorp stepped up with a pretty significant investment.
So we got a flagship 1.5 million ounces in Nevada, one of the most friendly mining jurisdictions in the world. We've got several other projects being drilled with assays out over the next couple of months. We've got one of the best geologists in the world with a specialization in Nevada, looking to find a new discovery at those projects. And we'll be potentially looking to raise some money if we want to continue to drill at East Side, which it sounds like we want to do. Is there anything I'm missing or anything else you'd like to add?
Hey, I think you checked all the boxes. I'd only add that we're in the world's greatest gold mining jurisdiction, Nevada. So this checks a lot of boxes. We also have a very impressive board of directors. Norm Pitcher, the former president of Eldorado, is on our board. Russell Ball, most recently, was the chief financial officer of Goldcorp, and prior to that, Newmont. And he sits on our board as well. So I think we have a pretty good team, and all those other things you mentioned, we really do check all the boxes.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that the gold market has obviously been tough in 2018, but new discoveries are being greatly rewarded, as we've seen from some stories out of the Yukon and elsewhere. And so exciting times to be an explorer, especially with high quality projects and drills turning. So Robert Giustra, CEO, Chairman of Allegiant Gold, thank you for joining me today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Nick. Thanks.